amigos, welcome back to Astrology with Ninad. The month of September is almost here, and in this video I am going to discuss the detailed monthly horoscope forecast for September 2024 for all the signs of the zodiac. My predictions are mainly based on your ascendant or moon sign per Vedic astrology. If you don't know your signs, I recommend going to a online Vedic birth chart calculator, plugging in your birth details and finding out your rising and moon sign and watch the predictions according to that. So before we dive into the prediction, let us first take a look at what the planetary alignment is going to be for this month. Starting with Saturn, it will be transiting in its own Mool Trikona sign of Aquarius. Jupiter will be transiting in the sign of Taurus. Rahu, the north node of the moon, will be transiting in the sign of Pisces. Directly opposite, Ketu, the south node of the moon, will be transiting in the sign of Virgo. Mars will be transiting all month long in the sign of Gemini. Sun for the first 2 weeks will transit in its own sign of Leo, but on September 16 it will transit to the next sign of Virgo. Venus, which will be in Virgo for the first 17 days, will transit to its own Mool Trikona sign Libra on September 18. Finally, Mercury, the planet of communication, will move quite fast this month. From the sign of Cancer, it will transit on September 4 to the sign of Leo, and on September 23, it will transit to its own Mool Trikona sign of Virgo. So these are the planetary alignment and placement for September. I have posted the timestamps in the description box below for your convenience, so you can click on the time that corresponds to your rising or moon sign and watch accordingly. So without any further delay, I am going to discuss all the major areas of life such as career, health, business, finance, love life, travel. So stay tuned and watch the complete forecast for your individual sign. Let's get started. For my Aries Mesh Rasi friends, let's start with the career area for you this month. It is looking excellent. You will make really good progress professionally. Reason being, your career lord Saturn is going to be transiting in the 11th house, the Labhasthan, the house of gains and benefits from your career area, because it is 2 places away from the 10th house. And to add to that, your Lagnesh, your ascendant lord Mars, will be transiting powerfully in the 3rd house, from where its 8th aspect will fall on your career house, along with Jupiter's auspicious Drishti from the 2nd house as well. So a lot of good factors, lot of good influences happening, converging on your professional life this month. So no doubt that you can achieve good heights, good success in this month of September. So try to make the best use of it. Try to work really hard, stay focused, stay dedicated and committed to your assigned duties, tasks, projects, and you will come out on top. If you don't have a job, this is going to be an excellent month where you can most likely land a new job with a decent salary and benefits package. So try to give as many interviews as possible. If we talk about the business area, then overall the business area is going to be excellent after September 18, when your business lord Venus will transit in its own house, own Mool Trikona sign of Libra. But till September 18, the time is quite sensitive. Avoid taking any sort of business related risk. Try not to enter into new ventures, new business partnerships should be avoided till September 18, right? So if you're already in a business partnership, avoid getting into arguments, disputes, confrontations with your business partner, or that could cause a sudden break in the business partnership. But from September 18 onwards, it will be like a light shining on your business area, a new hope, because your business lord will be returning back to its own house and strengthening the significations of that very house. So naturally, good profits, increased revenues can be experienced, more harmony, peace, and good working relationship with your employees, subordinates, and or business partners will also be felt. So overall, great time for your business area after September 18. If we talk about finance, then overall the financial area is looking good throughout the month, and it will only improve as the month progresses, especially after September 18, when the lord of your wealth house, Venus, again, not it only rules your business house, it also controls your wealth house, the Dhanasthan, your house of liquid cash, accumulated assets, bank balance, savings, all will start to slowly grow, expand, because the planet of expansion, planet of opportunity, planet of optimism, Jupiter, is transiting in your second house itself. So, and then you see that Saturn is also transiting in your Labhasthan. It is a Upchaya Bhava, it is a growth house. So financially, it will be quite a positive and encouraging month for you. If we talk about health, then overall, after September 4 onwards, the time is looking to be much better for your health. Health area will start to improve. Although if you're running, let's say, the Mahadasha, Antardasha of Saturn, Rahu, then you need to be a bit more cautious in regards to taking good care of your health. But if you're running, let's say, Jupiter, Mars, Sun, Mahadasha, Antardasha, then mostly the time is looking quite positive for your health area. If we talk about love life, for the first 2 weeks, love life area is looking positive because the lord of your fifth house will be transiting in the fifth house itself. However, you should not throw caution to the wind because Saturn's direct strong enemy aspect is also on the fifth house and falling on Sun, which is its great enemy planet. So think twice before getting into a new relationship. Think twice before ending a relationship. Basically, do not take any hasty decisions when it comes to your relationship area, right? And in the last 2 weeks of the month, your fifth lord will transit to the sixth house. So especially for those couples already dating or in a relationship, they can experience some temper issues, some arguments, because the fiery element will increase. We have Sun and Ketu basically conjuncting in the sixth house, which is connected to arguments, disputes, lawsuit, litigation, enemies. So you have to be more careful in the last 2 weeks. If we talk about marriage, in terms of single people wanting to get married, the time till September 17 is not at all good, not at all favorable. You should definitely avoid getting married in the first 17 days of September. But from September 18 onwards, the time will increase to be very good for you. It will become very auspicious because your marriage lord Venus will transit in the seventh house of marriage itself. This can bring many opportunities for single people to suddenly connect with someone that they have been looking for, they have been searching for. They might meet that right person and things can move very fast. And if the talks were going on but it was a bit slow, now suddenly things can move very fast and there could be marriage on the cards for you as well. For married couples, the first 3 weeks till around September 18, 19, the time can be a bit, argumentative, you might feel a bit distant from your spouse, but be patient, try to work things out, because after September 18, September 19, the time will get a lot better. It will improve manifold and you will experience good marital harmony, peace, love, and romance in your married life. Finally, travel. In terms of short distance travel journeys, overall, as long as you do not speed and drive your vehicle, you should be just fine. In terms of long distance travel journey and vacation, the time is looking good for the most part, and I do not foresee any major concerns. Just make sure that your speed is in check, because Mars is activating both the third and the ninth houses. So the fiery element will be slightly higher. So make sure to drive cautiously and you will be just fine. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Aries friends for the month of September. I hope you have a fabulous month ahead. For my Taurus Vrishabha Rashi friends, let's start with the career area first. It is looking to be a mostly positive time professionally this month. Reason being, your career lord Saturn will be strongly transiting in its own Mool Trikona sign Aquarius all month long in the career house itself. And the 10th house is a Upchaya Bhava, a growth house where a planet like Saturn is known to perform very well. It is also a Yoga Karaka planet for you because it controls a trine and a center house. It is best friends with the ruler of your sign, Venus. So naturally, Saturn wants the best for you. It wants you to progress and achieve good heights in your career area. But in the first 2 weeks, be slightly cautious, as there might be some added workload, some more pressure from the higher up, from the authority figures, because Sun will be directly aspecting Saturn and your 10th house of career in the first 2 weeks, and there will be a mutual exchange between Sun and Saturn, and these are the two great enemy planets in Vedic astrology, right? So try not to get into unnecessary arguments, disputes, in any kind of confrontation with your supervisor, manager, higher up people. Otherwise, there could be some problems at the workplace. But if you stay focused on your goals, targets, on your duties and projects, then you will come out on top as a winner. Because especially in the last 2 weeks, there will be a lot of good progression. Sun will move out of the 4th house and Mercury will be there. So this will be a beautiful exchange of aspects between Mercury and Saturn, which are two great friends in Vedic astrology. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews, because there is a very good chance you can get a new job opportunity. Because even Jupiter is now Digbali, directionally strong in your 1st house, in your ascendant, from where it is aspecting your Bhagyastan, your destiny house. So naturally, your luck factor will increase, will keep getting better. So the more arrows you throw, the chance of hitting the bullseye will be even stronger. So give as many interviews as you can and make the best use of this beautiful month, as the planetary alignment is looking to be good for you to get a new job. If we talk about the business area, then overall the time is looking to be good for the most part, especially if you are not running the Mahadasha or Antardasha of Saturn. If you are, then you have to be a bit more cautious, as Saturn's strong enemy aspect is on the 7th house. But if you're running, let's say, Jupiter Mahadasha, Mars Mahadasha, Venus Mahadasha, then the time is looking whole lot better for your business area, for your progression in your business activities, right? If you are in a business relationship though, you need to be very careful in your business dealings with your partner. You need to be very transparent, you need to be polite, you need to control your tempers and suppress the fiery energy, because your business lord Mars will be transiting in the 2nd house, which is a good house, but in the strong enemy sign of Gemini, right? And Mars is a fiery element, and the sign of Gemini is a sign of communication. It is an air sign, and fire is going to be spread by the air, so your communication is key. You can certainly use it in the right way to get your things done by being more assertive, by being direct, by being upfront, but still be tactful and polite in your business related dealings. If we talk about finance, then overall the time is looking to be good for the finances area. Your business lord itself will be transiting in the Dhanastan. You have Rahu placed in the 11th house, Jupiter strongly in the ascendant, Saturn very well placed in the Artha house, right? So overall, the financial area is going to be strong, and it will only improve as the month progresses. But be careful with your financial investments in the last 2 weeks of this month, because Sun will transit to the 5th house and will be conjunct with Ketu, forming a Grahan Dosh. So Sun rules your 4th house, right? So especially avoid making major investments connected to real estate, properties, vehicles, or any major renovations connected to your house. If we talk about health area, then overall the time is looking to be good for the most part. You should remain fairly healthy. Your immunity levels will remain strong. You will be very active this month. Just watch what you eat, what you drink, and especially avoid too much spicy food, or that could cause some stomach related ailments. But other than that, the health area is looking to be positive. If we talk about love life, in terms of the love and romantic area, this month only after September 23, the time will get better for single people to start looking for someone. Before that, the time is not at all auspicious. And if you are already in a relationship, then possibility of a sudden break could also be there in the first 3 weeks. So the time is quite sensitive because of the Sun and Ketu conjunction in the 5th house and your 5th lord transiting in the 4th house, which is 12 places away from the 5th house. So overall, just think twice before taking any important relationship decision. If we talk about marriage area, then the time is looking good. Again, it depends a lot on what major planetary period you're running or the minor planetary period you're running. If you're running Jupiter, Mars, the time is looking good. And for single people, marriage might also be on the cards because Jupiter is strongly activating the marriage house. And for those people who are actively looking, this month there could be some good proposals that might come your way from your extended family members, from your aunts, uncles, from your cousins who might know of someone who could be compatible with you. So try to inquire more on that side. For married couples, the month will be filled full of passion, full of romance, aggression, but try to again avoid getting into any sort of arguments, disputes, because the aggression level, the fiery element will be high. So make sure the transparency in your communication with your spouse is maintained at all times. In terms of travel, short distance travel is looking to be good throughout the month, no issues there. In terms of long distance travel, journey, vacation, the time is looking to be quite positive throughout the month, and you can certainly embark on the same. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Taurus friends, and I hope you have a wonderful month of September. For my Gemini, Mithun, Rashi friends, let's talk about the career area first. It is going to be quite good, but there is a catch. Rahu, the north node of the moon, is transiting in your career house itself all month long. What does Rahu represent? What does it signify? Well, for one, Rahu is a shadow planet. It is a Chaya Graha. It is an outcast. It does not like to stick with the traditional means. It is a very unconventional planet. So in your job, you need to start to think very creatively, innovatively. You need to think outside the box on how you can make a certain process more efficiently, how you can improve certain things at your workplace. What is something that you can provide value added to your workflow, right? So you need to start working smarter, not harder. That is the Rahu approach. So if you align yourself with the Rahu energies, then you will start to do very well in your professional life. It can also be a great time to explore something different, because Rahu is right now in the nakshatra of Saturn, right? Saturn is in your ninth house, in your house of long distance foreign lands. So if you always wanted to work in a foreign country, you wanted to travel abroad, you want like a salesman type job, you want a job that involves a lot of traveling, especially internationally, then it can be a great opportunity for you to explore such opportunities, because they can be game changers in the long run. But overall, your career lord Jupiter is also in the 12th house, which means that if you are unemployed, then try to apply to jobs which have some connection with foreign lands, multinational companies which have roots or their headquarters in other countries. Or even if you are yourself always wanted or had a dream to work in a foreign country, then finally your dreams might come true. If we talk about the business area, then the time is going to be quite good in the last 2 weeks of this month. But in the first 2 weeks, you need to be quite cautious. You need to avoid getting into any major business deals, transactions. You need to avoid implementation of new business strategies in the first 2 weeks. If you have a business connected with foreign lands, import, export, any type of software, IT, business, which has a lot of dealings with foreigners, with people from different cultures, backgrounds, then the time can be quite good for your business area, because your business lord is transiting in the 12th house. So if you work with those energies, with the energies connected to a foreign country, then it will be better for you. If you're in a business partnership, there can be some ups and downs in your communication, in your relationship with your business partner. But if you value your business partnership, then try to work on it, try to maintain it. It will be good for you in the long run. If we talk about finance, well, the lord of your house of gains, the Labastan, Mars will be transiting in your ascendant itself. So the inflow of money will naturally come to you. You will naturally attract money, attract wealth in your life. But it is how you manage it, what type of strategies, what type of investments you do, that will be the real answer here. Because Saturn's debilitated enemy aspect is also on your 11th house. So you have to be very prudent and wise with your financial investments. And if you are, then you will do just great. If we talk about health area, overall, I do not see any major concerns. Jupiter's aspect is on your 6th and 12th, on your 6th and 8th houses, which will help to reduce any malefic impact of Saturn, any malefic impact of Mars. So that will be controlled to a great extent. But if you're running the Mahadasha of Mars or Saturn, then you have to be ultra cautious. Try not to engage in any extreme outdoor adventure activities like skydiving, bungee jumping, right? Try to avoid doing that this month if possible. If we talk about love life, then the first 17 days are not at all good for the romantic area. If you are in a relationship, a possibility of separation could be there. But if you are patient enough, then from September 18 onwards, the time is looking excellent. There are strong chances of single people finding a potential compatible partner. Those couples on the brink of separating, they might finally reconcile and get back together. And the love, romance, passion will be at an all-time high after September 18. Venus will be returning back to its own Mul Trikona Libra. If we talk about marriage, in terms of those people wanting to get married, the time only after September 18 will be better and more supportive, because Jupiter's dispositor will be well placed. Jupiter is your marriage lord, and especially if you are in talks with an individual who is living in a foreign country, or maybe a individual from a very different background, culture, religion, ethnicity, then the chance of marriage taking place is stronger, and it being more successful is also looking stronger, because your marriage lord will be transiting in the 12th house, which is connected mainly to foreign people, different cultures and foreign lands. For those couple already married, there can be some ups and downs, some arguments here and there. But if you both compromise, if you both have good understanding of each other, if you maintain transparency in your communication, if you are loyal, faithful, caring, loving towards your spouse, then it will be a great time for your married life. Lot of love, romance, bed pleasure will be on the rise. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is looking to be fairly decent. I do not see any major concerns, but still do not speed and drive your vehicle, because Saturn's strong enemy aspect will be there on your third bhava. In terms of long distance travel, journey, vacation, the first 2 weeks are a bit sensitive, although not inauspicious, but the time will only get better from the third week onwards for major long distance travel. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Gemini friends, and I hope you have a great month of September. Thanks. For my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, let's discuss the career area first. Well, your career Lord Mars will be transiting in the 12th house in the strong enemy sign of Gemini all month long. So this means that you have to be a bit cautious in your professional life this month. Avoid taking any sudden, hasty, career-related decisions, whether it is applying for a promotion, bonus, whether it is asking for a job transfer, whether it is applying to a new job opportunity, whether it is quitting your job. Put everything on pause this month. Try to stick with the status quo. Try to be very focused on your duties and tasks. And that way, any unforeseen situation can be avoided. Because Mars is a fiery planet, right? And Gemini is an air sign. And, the air is going to rapidly blow the fire. So basically, you need to not take any hasty, impatient decisions, because that is what Mars many times leads a person to do, is to take decisions on an impulse without thinking things through. So this is what you need to be mindful of. If we talk about the business area, there is some good relief now, because although your business lord is in the 8th house, which is a Trig Bhava, Jupiter's benefic aspect is on the 7th house of business. So if you're running the Mahadasha, Antardasha of Jupiter, then you can make really good progress in your business area. But if you are running the Mahadasha or Antardasha of Saturn, then some caution needs to be maintained here as well, because Saturn is in the 8th house, right? 8th house is the house of sudden, unexpected events in life. And especially it is connected to the finances of your business activity. So it can bring sudden profit or sudden loss. Now all that depends upon your natal birth chart, the Mahadasha, Antardasha. But generally speaking, the business area is looking to be mediocre. If we talk about finance, then the time in the last 2 weeks will be quite good as compared to the first 2 weeks in terms of finances, wealth accumulation, and increased savings. So plan according to that. If we talk about health, then overall, I do not see any major health concerns this month. You will be fairly healthy. You can get relief from some chronic ailments that you were facing. Even if you are suffering from any acute health issues, there can be some relief on the cards by you seeking the right treatment, medication. You can certainly be on the right track to recovery. If we talk about love life, then this month is not that great for single people to find someone, because your 5th lord of relationship, Mars, will be transiting in the 12th house, in the house of loss, expenses, in the house of enemies, right? Because 6th and 12th house are mirror reflection of each other. So if you can be patient this month, it will be better for you in this romance department. And for those couples, avoid getting any sort of arguments, disputes. Avoid being too aggressive with your partner, or that could cause a sudden break in your relationship. If we talk about marriage, then this again depends a lot on certain factors in your birth chart, your Mahadasha, Antardasha. If everything is good, then chance of marriage can be there on the cards because Jupiter's aspect is on the 7th bhava. So that is activating your marriage house to an extent. But your marriage lord is in the 8th house, in the Ashtama bhava, right? The house of sudden unexpected challenges, sudden unexpected situations. So it again, lot depends upon your natal chart. So I will say again, the marriage area is looking to be supportive for some people and not so much for other people. If we talk about married couples, as long as you are loyal, faithful, caring, loving towards your spouse, then the relationship should be maintained in a positive way and you will experience good marital harmony and peace. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is going to be good after September 23. Till then, if you can avoid too much short distance travel, it will be better. In terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the time is looking good, but just make sure that you do your proper planning, research, due diligence about the trip that you are planning to embark on, especially very long distance international journey. If you can maybe take a friend, a co-worker, a colleague, a family member, a relative with you on major long distance travel, it will be ideal. So I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Cancer Karka Rashi friends, and I thank you for watching. For my Leo Simha Rashi friends, let's discuss the career area first for you this month. It is looking to be progressive. The first 2 weeks can be slightly sensitive because your career lord Venus will be in debilitation, but the last 2 weeks will be extremely positive. It will be a 360-degree change because Venus will transit in its own Mool Trikona sign of Libra. And to add to that, you also have Jupiter, the all auspicious planet, transiting in your career house itself, a planet of expansion, a planet of optimism, and a planet which can bring a lot of good opportunities for career advancement, growth, and for those people looking to change jobs, there could be some lucrative offers coming around in the last 2 weeks of this month. And those unemployed people, I highly recommend use the first 2 weeks to give as many interviews as possible, as there is a chance of getting a job offer in the 3rd or 4th week of this month. Overall, a progressive and better time for the career area this month, especially in the last 2 weeks. Business, it is looking to be quite good again in the last 2 weeks, because in the first 2 weeks there will be a mutual exchange of aspect between Sun and Saturn, the two great enemy planets. So naturally there will be pressure on your business house, right? So you need to take it a bit easy. Try not to make new business deals. Try not to get into new business partnerships. Instead, be patient. Wait after September 16 to start taking more important decisions, right? Because the time will get quite a lot better. There will be a lot of relief. Pressure will be released and new opportunities can fructify, new business strategies which can be implemented. Your business partnership, if you are in a business partnership with someone, will, get more auspicious. You will be on the same page with your business partner and things will only improve. If we talk about finance, then overall, after September 4 onwards, the time will only keep getting better for your finances. Slowly and steadily, it will improve. You will feel much better relief in terms of your savings, your wealth accumulation, as it will start to increase. Just make sure that you are taking good care of your finances, your wealth management is appropriate, because in the second half of the month there will be a grahan in your second house. Sun and Ketu will be conjunct together. So be wise, be prudent with your money. If we talk about health, overall, a sensitive time for health unless you are running Jupiter Mahadasha, Antardasha, because your sixth lord Saturn will be aspecting your Lagna without the protection of Jupiter. Rahu is in your 8th house. So especially if you are suffering from any chronic health issues which are not easily identifiable, you really need to get to the bottom of it. You have to really do your research and try to figure out what is causing you those health issues and try to find a remedy for the same. Try not to keep, delaying and neglecting any health issues that bother you. If we talk about love life, then overall the time is looking to be fairly good for your love life, especially for single people. Chance of meeting someone can be there. So, in the first 2 weeks, it could be at like your workplace. You could start developing mutual feelings for one another, or in the last 2 weeks, it could be through the social media, internet, matrimonial sites, dating sites, whatever it may be. Though those opportunities can present themselves to you, even through maybe your siblings, they can suggest someone. If you're already in a relationship, the time is looking good and will only improve as the month progresses. If we talk about marriage, then the first 2 weeks are not that great for getting married, but the last 2 weeks are looking quite auspicious for those single people who are wanting to get married this month. The time after September 16 is looking good, looking supportive. And for married couples, try to not get into, arguments, disputes, confrontations in the first 2 weeks, as the fiery element will be high on the marriage house. But if you're patient, if you are loving, caring, loyal towards your spouse, then all the issues will be resolved in the second half of the month, where you will again, feel restored peace and more balance in your married life. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time till September 17 is not good at all. So if you can refrain from traveling too much short distance, it will be ideal. In terms of long distance travel journey and vacation, the time is looking okay, as long as you do not speed and drive your vehicle. If you are going on a long distance road trip, if you are flying internationally, make sure to do your proper research, analysis, due diligence, have your itinerary all planned out. And if you can maybe take someone along with you, a trusted friend, colleague, a relative, family member, it will be better for you. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Leo, Simha Rashi friends, and I thank you for watching. For my Virgo, Kanya Rashi friends, if we talk about the career area first, then you have Mars, which will be directionally strong in your 10th house of career itself all month long. But it is the Lord of your 8th house, which will be in the 10th house, and that too in the enemy sign of Gemini. The ruler, Mercury, which is your career lord, will also be transiting in the 12th house for quite some time this month. So what does this all indicate? Well, for one, you can get good progress and growth at the workplace, especially because Mars does phenomenally well in the 10th house, one of the best placements for this graha. But you cannot ignore the other factors, which is Mars is a fiery element planet transiting in the strong enemy air sign of Gemini. the ruler of Gemini, Mercury, transiting in the 12th house. So, especially till September 23, try not to take sudden, hasty, career related decisions, or it might cause you some problems professionally. You have to be very patient this month, especially till September 23, because after September 23, Mercury, your career lord, will finally transit in your ascendant, which is a very good position because Virgo is a Mool Trikon as well as an exaltation as well as a own sign for Mercury, and Mercury gains directional strength in the first house. So the time after September 23 will provide a lot of relief and will only help you to progress quite a bit in your career area. If we talk about business, then your business ruler Jupiter is now transiting in the 9th house, which is quite good. It is in the Bhagyasthan. It is a planet of expansion, prosperity, happiness. But you must not forget that Rahu, the north node of the moon, the Chaya planet, the outcast, is transiting in your 7th house of business, which means that you have to be ultra cautious before taking major financial business loans, getting into new major business partnerships, making new business deals, transactions. You have to think 10 times before implementing major decisions business wise, because Rahu is a planet of Maya. It is a planet that causes, deception, illusion. So do proper research, due diligence and analysis before taking any important decisions. If we talk about finance, then the last 2 weeks are looking quite good for your finances as compared to the first 2 weeks, where there can be some more expenses, losses on the cards depending upon your Mahadasha, Antardasha, natal chart placements. But the time, especially in the last 2 weeks, will be quite progressive for your financial area, for your wealth accumulation, for your savings. So try to make the most of it. If we talk about health, then overall, the time is looking quite good for your health, especially if you were suffering from any acute health issues, you will get good relief in the last 2 weeks. But try not to ignore any chronic health issues and try not to engage yourself in extreme outdoor adventure sports this month, or any kind of extreme activities like bungee jumping, skydiving. Try to avoid doing these kind of activities this month if possible. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking good. You have Jupiter's aspect on your 5th house, but your 5th lord is in the 6th house, although in its Mool Trikona. So chance of finding someone can be there. Just take your time. Saturn is a very slow moving planet. Do not rush into anything. Take your time to properly get to know that individual before, being official. If you're already in a relationship, there can be some arguments, some minor disputes here and there. But if you show maturity, patience, genuineness with your partner, then you will experience a good time in your romantic relationship. Marriage. In terms of those single people wanting to get married, the time is a bit tricky. Your marriage lord is fairly well placed, but Rahu is in your 7th house of marriage. So it all depends on what Mahadasha, Antardasha you're running, how Rahu is placed in your chart, your 7th lord, the nakshatras, all these things get deeper. But on a general level, you have to be very cautious before suddenly getting married. You have to get to know that individual, their family, their background, everything, right? Everything must be very transparent, very clear, because Rahu is a smoke screen. It can many times lead a person to taking a wrong decision. So think twice. For married couples, overall it will be quite good, especially married couples can go on some long distance journeys, travel, vacation, which can be quite rejuvenating for the relationship, for the married life. But try not to do anything behind your partner's back. Be loyal, be faithful, and that will protect your married life. Because if there is any infidelity, then that will have some major repercussions in your life. Rahu in the 7th is something not to be messed around with. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking good. Try not to speed and drive your vehicle and you will be just fine. In terms of long distance travel journey vacation, I'm talking more internationally or major long road trips by car, then the last 2 weeks of this month are looking excellent for the same. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Virgo Kanya Rashi friends, and I thank you for watching. For my Libra Tula Rashi friends, let's talk about the career area first. It is going to be mostly a positive month. With your hard work and effort, with your dedication and commitment, you will be able to make a mark at your workplace. Peers will start to recognize you. The authority, the higher ups will start to give you the credit that you deserve. Especially in the last 2 weeks, there can be quite a positive transformation at your workplace. You might get the job transfer that you have been desiring. A promotion might also be on the cards. Your ascendant Lord Venus will transit in the ascendant itself, a very positive and auspicious placement. Rahu's transit in the 6th house, very good and capable of giving you that much needed better work-life balance, which will enable you to work harder, to be more motivated, to be more enthusiastic, and naturally, with all this going in your favor, you will stand out amongst your colleagues and be a force to be reckoned with in your workplace. If we talk about the business area, then the time is looking to be mediocre, not too great, not terrible either. Just do not take any sudden hasty business related decisions, especially related to taking major loans, getting into new business partnerships, or that could prove costly for you. Saturn's debilitated enemy aspect is on your house of business. Your business lord, although transiting in the trine house, it is in the strong enemy sign of Gemini. And even Mercury, the ruler of Gemini, will transit in the 12th house of loss and expenses after September 23. So overall, you need to take it easy this month in your business activities. You need to stick with the status quo and keep doing what you have always been doing. If we talk about finance, then overall, the first 2 weeks are going to be a bit more positive in terms of finances, wealth accumulation, inflow of money, because in the last 2 weeks, your 11th Lord will transit in the 12th house, which is connected to some expenditure. So there might be some expenses on the cards because Sun will transit to the 12th and will be conjunct with Ketu and will form Grahan Dosh. So be especially cautious in relation to your finances after September 16. If we talk about health area, it is looking to be a mostly positive time for you. Although in the last 2 weeks, try not to ignore any acute health issues if something was to bother you. But if you're running a good Mahadasha, Antardasha, then overall, no major health concerns are foreseen. If we talk about love life, then the first 2 weeks are not looking that great for single people to jump into a new relationship, or even for couples who are wanting to part ways to suddenly break their relationship. Instead, be patient, because there is a strong enemy aspect between Sun and Saturn, which are the two great enemy planets. So after September 16, lot of pressure will be relieved on the fifth house and indicates a much better time for single people to find the right companion and for couples to resolve their differences and get back together if that is what they intend to do. If we talk about marriage, in terms of single people wanting to get married, the time is looking again mediocre, because Saturn's enemy aspect cannot be ignored on the seventh house. So especially if you're running Saturn Mahadasha, Antardasha, then you have to be careful. But if you're running good Mahadasha, Antardasha, then possibility of marriage can be there on the cards. And married couples, if you avoid arguments, disputes, confrontations, you need to control your tempers. If you do that, then the married life will remain stable. But if you do any sort of thing behind your partner's back, any infidelity can have some severe consequences. So be aware of that. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is not that great. If you can avoid doing too much short distance traveling, if you can work like a remote or hybrid job, it will be more suitable. If we talk about long distance travel journey and vacation, the time is looking good, especially in the first 3 weeks. But do not speed and drive your vehicle if you are going on a road trip, on a very long distance road trip. Drive with caution. Mars is in your ninth house. If we talk about international travel, then actually the time after September 23 can be much better for the same. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Libra Tula Rashi friends, and I thank you for watching. For my Scorpio Vrischika Rashi friends, let's talk about the career area first. It is looking to be actually quite positive, and the progression will only get better as the month moves forward. Reason being, your career lord Sun, which will be for the first 2 weeks, Digbali, directionally strong in its own sign of Leo in your 10th house of career itself. And then in the last 2 weeks, it will transit to the 11th house, which is the Labhasthan, which is the house of gains and benefits from your career area, as it is 2 places forward from the 10th house. So as long as you are willing to put in the hard work and effort, you're willing to stay committed and dedicated to your work, to your duties, tasks, projects, you will make remarkable progress. Saturn's strong direct enemy aspect is still there on your 10th house. So you need to take things with patience. You should not take any sudden, hasty career-related decisions. And as long as you're prudent and you think twice, you think thrice before taking any major career-related decision, you will be just fine. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend use this month in the right way to your advantage in landing a new job opportunity, because the planetary alignment for the most part is looking quite good. It is looking positive because Sun, which controls your career house, will be very well placed throughout the month and can certainly help you seek employment. If we talk about business area, then overall The time is looking quite good throughout the month. Just use strategic and wise business decisions, because your business lord will be for the first 17 days in debilitation, although in the 11th house, the house of gains and desires, one of the best placements. And then it will transit to the 12th house in its own Mool Trikona, Libra. Jupiter, one of the auspicious planets, which is also a planet of expansion, planet of opportunities, can definitely provide you with some good business deal opportunities with chance for business expansion, especially making some connection with foreign lands, foreign people, different culture, backgrounds, right? So you have a key opening this month of establishing a client base in a foreign country or far distance place. Try not to take major business related loans this month if possible, as it might be hard to repay that off in the long run. There might be some expenses and expenditure involved in the last 2 weeks, but that could just go for business expansion, making some new business deals, getting into some new business partnerships or whatnot. If we talk about finance, overall, the time is looking to be good, and it will only keep getting better as the month progresses, especially after September 23. The time is looking very strong for finances. The Lord of your house of gains and benefits, Mercury, will transit in its own Mool Trikona sign of Virgo, which is also its exaltation sign. So Jupiter's aspect also on the 11th house is a true blessing. It controls your wealth flow, your accumulation, your savings. So overall, the time is looking quite good for your finances. If we talk about health, then this month you will need to be a bit cautious, especially if you're running Saturn Mahadasha, Mars Mahadasha, Saturn Antardasha, Mars Antardasha. Try not to neglect any acute or chronic health issues, and make sure to get timely treatment if something was to bother you. Do not throw caution to the wind basically this month in regards to your health. If we talk about love life, then overall, the ruler of your 5th house of romantic relationship, Jupiter, is in the 7th house of marriage. So couples who are already in a relationship, you might think of taking it to the next level and getting married. But there is a catch. Rahu, the north node of the moon, the Mayavi planet, right? The demon planet Rahu is in the 5th house. It is a planet of illusion, deception, tricks. It is a mischievous planet. So do not take any important relationship decision with haste. Think twice, think thrice, take the advice of elders, take good guidance, and then take any important relationship decision. If we talk about marriage, then specifically looking at marriage for single people hoping to get married this month, who are not in a relationship, but they are getting proposals, alliances, the time is looking quite good, because your marriage lord Venus will be in the 11th house of desires, wish fulfillment, and after September 18 it will transit in its Mool Trikona of Libra in the 12th house of foreign lands. So possibility of connecting with someone from a different culture, background, race, religion could be there, and possibly through the use of social media, technology, internet, because Jupiter's 9th aspect is also on the 3rd house. So some of these permutation combinations could be likely and could help some people to get even married. If we talk about married couples, then mostly it is going to be a good time. Just, be loyal, be faithful to your spouse, and overall the love, romance, passion will definitely be on the rise, especially after September 18. The bed pleasure activity will be on the rise. Venus transiting in the 12th in its own sign of Libra is a blessing for the romance and pleasure department in the married life. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking good for the most part. Just do not speed and drive your vehicle and it will be fine. In terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the time is looking good throughout the month and you can certainly think of embarking on the same. So I believe I covered all the major areas of life for my Scorpio Vrishika Rashi friends. I thank you for watching and have a wonderful month of September. For my Sagittarius Dhanu Rashi friends, let's talk about the career area first. This month it will be a mixed bag result for you. Reason being, there are some advantages happening, such as Sun transiting to your 10th house of career, where it will become directionally strong, Digbali. Sun is known to do very well when placed in the 10th house. Then soon after September 23, Mercury, your career lord, will join Sun in the 10th house in its own Mool Trikona and exaltation sign of Virgo. So these are some plus points. But then there are some drawbacks, such as the Sun and Ketu conjunction, which is Grahan Dosh in the career house, as well as Mars enemy aspect on the 10th house. So what does all that signify? Well, with your hard work, with your dedication and commitment, you will do well in your career. But loyalty will be tested here. It will be better for you to stick in your current job if overall it is a decent job. If overall there is no major office politics, you are not being singled out, mentally you are doing okay in your daily job, then it's better to not take sudden hasty decisions of leaving the job, applying for a new job, applying for a bonus, promotion. All this should be put on pause this month, right? So stay focused on your task, project, duties, and you will make good progress. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews, talk to a lot of people, do a lot of networking, because the time after September 23 is quite auspicious for you to gain a new job opportunity. In terms of business area, the time is looking to be good. There can be some sudden progression in your business area, some kind of energy infused in your business sphere, where you are feeling very motivated, very energetic to pursue new business endeavors, to undertake new projects, to get into business partnerships, to sign new business deals, implement new business strategies. But the time after slowly September 4 onwards, it will keep getting better. But do not forget that Mars is in your 7th house. So especially if you're in a business partnership, try not to get into arguments, disputes with your partner, or there can be a sudden break in the business partnership. Take any business related decision only after doing careful research and thinking things through. If we talk about finance area, overall the time is looking quite good, but the first 2 weeks there might be some slump as compared to the last 2 weeks, where there will be a sudden uptick in your inflow of money. There could be a possibility of a bonus, promotion, salary increment happening in the last 2 weeks. Although, as I mentioned before, if you are in a job, you yourself should not apply for a promotion, bonus, or anything like that. You should stick with the status quo. But due to your 11th lord transiting in its Mool Trikona, it can naturally happen for you even without you asking. So overall, the financial flow will keep getting better as the month progresses, and especially after September 18, it will be very good. If we talk about health area, then overall the time is looking good for the most part, although some of your time, effort, energy, and attention can be directed towards your health and wellness. Your ascendant lord itself is in the 6th house. So there might be some issues that need to be resolved pertaining to your health. So definitely focus on that. Try to reassess your health and fitness plans, your goals, and work according to that so that you can start to feel more healthy, more fit. If we talk about love life, in terms of single people, wanting to find someone, this month can present some opportunities, but be cautious as Saturn's debilitated enemy aspect will be on your 5th house. The 5th lord will be transiting in the strong enemy sign of Gemini. But although those opportunities might present themselves to you, take your time and do not rush into anything. Couples already in a relationship, there might be some ups and downs, some friction that you might feel, but just try to work things out. Be patient, be respectful, be polite to your partner, and that way the relationship should be maintained. In terms of marriage area, for single people hoping to get married, there are chances looking up slowly after September 5 onwards, where the proposals that you were getting in the past, which were not working out, suddenly new proposals might start to work out and things might move ahead for some people, depending again upon your Mahadasha, Antardasha, and natal birth chart placements. For married couples, the time is looking full of passion, full of, lot of intense love. Bed pleasures will be on the rise. Mars is in your marriage house itself. But try not to be too aggressive with your partner. Try not to do anything behind your partner's back, or that could have detrimental consequences. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journey, the time is looking quite good in the last 2 weeks as compared to the first 2 weeks this month. In terms of long distance travel journey vacation, the time is looking to be mediocre throughout the month. But as long as you properly plan and research your long distance trip in advance, maybe if you take someone with you, like a trusted friend, family member, relative, it will be better. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Sagittarius friends, and I thank you for watching. All the best. For my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, let's talk about the career area first for you this month. Well, the first 17 days are going to be a bit tough, right? Because your career Lord Venus itself will be in debilitation. So you need to take it easy the first 17 days. Try not to take any sudden hasty career related decisions, whether it is moving to a new job, whether it is applying for promotion, whether it is asking for a job transfer to a different location. You need to stick with the status quo the first 17 days and just focus on your work and assigned duties. After September 18, the time will change dramatically. 360-degree change experience you will notice, because your career Lord Venus will transit in its own house of career in its Mool Trikon Libra. This will be a blessing for you and a much needed relief, because the transits of Venus in the recent time have not been positive. But finally, after September 18, there will be a big positive change, a big boost for your career growth and advancement that you were hoping for. If you don't have a job, I highly recommend use this month, especially the last 2 weeks, to your advantage, because there is a strong chance with your hard work effort, with your good time management and commitment, you can land a new job with a good salary and benefits package. So definitely try for that. If we talk about business area, overall, there are no major afflictions to your business house. So as long as you utilize good business management and strategic techniques and initiatives, you can do quite well in your day-to-day business activity and no major issues are foreseen. If we talk about finance, overall, the time is looking quite good in terms of the financial area. You have your wealth lord Saturn, which is also your ascendant lord, transiting in the Dhanastan itself, which is great for your accumulated cash, wealth, savings, bank balance. Because Saturn, although a slow moving planet, will only try to help you in terms of finances. But due to the Sade Sati active for the moon sign people, you need to be careful and prudent with your financial investments. Because Jupiter's transit in the fifth house can sometimes lead to over optimism, overconfidence in making a lot of investments, but some investments might not be ideal for you in the long run, depending upon your financial risk, your financial strategy. But Jupiter's aspect is also on the 11th house. The 11th lord is in the 6th, which is a good placement for Mars. So overall, the time is looking progressive and better for finances this month. Just again, be wise with your money and investments. If we talk about health, then the time till September 22. So the first 3 weeks are looking to be a bit sensitive. So take care of your health. Try not to, exert yourself too much. Try not to engage in extreme outdoor adventure sports or activities. Instead, try to just, take it easy the first 3 weeks. After September 23, the time will get quite better for your health and a lot of improvement will be noticed in the same. If we talk about love life, then the time is looking quite good throughout the month actually, because although Venus, your fifth lord, will be in debilitation for the first 2 weeks, it will still be aspected by Jupiter and it will be in the Bhagyastan, a trine house, and still a friendly sign, which is Virgo. Then it will transit to your career house in its own sign of Libra. So naturally, single people can possibly meet someone at the workplace through, long distance traveling, maybe through a co-worker. So some of these areas are possible, and those people already in a relationship, they will experience a lot of love, harmony, peace, romance, and just a abundance of it in your relationship, because you have Jupiter, the main planet of expansion, in your fifth house of love and romance itself. What more do you need, right? If we talk about marriage, so for the marriage area, single people can certainly think of getting married, or even, if they're dating, then they can take a step further and, take it to the next level and get married. Again, depending upon what Mahadasha, Antardasha you are running. But overall, if you are running a good Mahadasha, Antardasha, I do not foresee any major issues in getting married this month. If we talk about married couples, the time is looking quite good throughout the month. Get to know your partner, increase the bonding, travel, take a vacation, spend more quality time with your spouse, and that will help to, increase the harmony, love, romance, and passion in your married life. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking okay, but if you have the option of working like a remote or hybrid job, it will be better than to travel every day non-stop. So, if you are like in a sales type job, the less you travel, it will be better for you, because Rahu's placement in the third can, sometimes cause some problems related to short distance travel. But as long as you maybe do not speed and drive your vehicle, you drive with caution, you have it, you have your roadmap properly planned, then I don't see any major concerns. If we talk about long distance travel, journey, vacation, the time till September 22, not at all favorable. If you can avoid embarking on long distance road trips or vacation to foreign countries or travel to far distance lands, in the first 3 weeks, it will be better for you. After September 23, the time will be quite good for long distance journeys, and you can certainly embark on the same. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Capricorn Makar Rashi friends, and I thank you for watching. Have a beautiful month of September. For my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, let's talk about the career area first for you this month. In terms of job and profession, it is going to be a mostly positive month. Reason being, your career lord Mars will be transiting in the 5th house, which is a trine house. Jupiter's blessings will be also there on your 10th house. So naturally, with your hard work, effort, with your innovative and creative thinking, you can make a good mark in your professional life. But there are some cautions as well. Saturn's strong enemy aspect will be there on your 10th house, and Mars will be transiting in the enemy sign of Gemini in the 5th. So what does that signify? First of all, you need to have patience when it comes to getting benefits like promotion, bonus, salary increment at your current job. Just because it's maybe taking some time, there is some delay, do not take any sudden hasty decision, because for the moon sign people, you're also running Sade Sati. That impact is there on your 10th house. Avoid workplace romance this month if possible. Avoid getting into like a relationship with someone at your workplace, or that could cause issues for you, because your career lord itself will be transiting in the 5th house. So your mind can go towards, getting into a new relationship with someone at the workplace. But it is in the sign of Gemini, a strong enemy sign, right? And its dispositor Mercury will also be quite weak throughout the month, especially the first 22 days, because it will be in the 7th house where Mercury is quite weak. So avoid office romance at all cost. Stay focused on your duties, on your task, and you will do great. If we talk about business area, then the first 2 weeks can be quite good for undertaking business projects, ventures, doing your thing. But still, do not take major business financial loans. Do not, take major risk when it comes to your business activity, because Saturn's strong enemy aspect will be there on your 7th house of business without Jupiter's protection. And in the last 2 weeks, your business lord Sun will also transit in the 8th house, where there will be a conjunction with Ketu causing Grahan Dosh. So especially the last 2 weeks are a bit critical for your business area. So caution needs to be maintained. If we talk about finance, overall, the financial flow is looking to be fine. There could be some profits from like real estate, from sale of like a vehicle, sale of some luxury items. But Rahu is in the 2nd house, right? So Rahu can try to create some blockages. Rahu can try to create some illusions on, where you should store your money, where you should distribute it, or where you should basically invest it. So just be wise, take your time, maybe take the advice of elders like your parents or siblings you trust. That will be very helpful, because Rahu is a planet of deception and illusion. So you need to basically kind of clear away that smoke screen so you can make better financial decisions for yourself. If we talk about health, then the last 2 weeks are looking to be a bit sensitive in terms of health area, especially chronic health issues should not be ignored. There will be a Grahan in your 8th house. So if any chronic health issues have been bothering you, it is time to get it checked up just to make sure everything is in good working order. If we talk about love life, for single people wanting to get into a relationship, as I mentioned, this month you have to be cautious. Do not jump into a new relationship without properly knowing that individual, especially avoid office romances. Mars in the 5th can make a person very hasty, very impulsive. You want to avoid doing that if possible. For couples already in a relationship, they can experience a lot of passion, love, romance, because Mars is that kind of planet that provides that intense kind of aggression, passion. So that can be there, but again, you have to be polite, courteous, respectful to your spouse's or to your partner's needs so that your relationship will be maintained. If we talk about marriage area, then the first 2 weeks are providing a window of opportunity for single people to get married, to find the right alliances, especially if you're running Sun Mahadasha, you're running Jupiter Mahadasha, Mars Mahadasha, or these other Mahadashas, because Saturn Mahadasha can be a bit problem. Because Saturn Mahadasha and Antardasha, the direct aspect of Saturn will be on your marriage house, which will be a strong enemy aspect. So you need to be watchful there. Because Mars Mahadasha, Antardasha can still be fine for marriage because its enemy aspect or such is not there on your marriage house. It is not connected to your marriage house right now. But the best transit will be of Sun, which will be for the first 2 weeks in its own house of marriage itself, which will prove to be a blessing for some people. For getting married in the last 2 weeks of this month is definitely not advisable, and you should refrain from doing so because there will be a conjunction between Sun and Ketu in the 8th house, which will not be good for that. For married couples, in the last 2 weeks, avoid getting into arguments, disputes, misunderstandings. Be loyal, be faithful to your spouse so that your relationship, your married life doesn't get damaged. If we talk about travel, in terms of short distance travel journeys, the time is looking okay. If you can maybe not speed and drive your vehicle, it will be better for you. Drive your vehicle with caution because Saturn's debilitated enemy aspect will be there on your 3rd house. If we talk about long distance travel journey vacation, the time till September 17 is not good at all for long distance travel abroad or long distance road trips. Try to do it after September 18 if possible. It will be better for you. So I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Aquarius Kumbha Rashi friends, and I thank you for watching. For my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, let's discuss the career area first. It is looking to be quite a power-packed month for you. Mars directionally strong aspect on your career house will give you the much needed boost, energy and enthusiasm to really start focusing on where you want to take your career to, because everyone wants to take it to the next level, correct? Your career lord Jupiter is also transiting fairly positively in the 3rd house, from where it is aspecting the 9th house and 11th house, the Bhagyastan and the Labhastan. So overall, all the bases are covered here. As long as you keep working hard, stay focused, because you will have a lot of energy this month to really attain all your goals, to finish projects in a timely manner, to achieve all your targets before the deadline, and that will help to really get you noticed. That will help you to make a mark at your workplace. So use this time well because it will be a power-packed month for you to prove your worth in your job. If you don't have a job, I recommend keep applying and give lots of interviews. There is a good chance you could land a new job with a good salary and benefits package. And especially for those people who were always wanting to work abroad, the time is looking quite favorable and supportive for the same. Your Labhastan ruler Saturn in the 12th house is a very favorable position for seeking employment in a foreign country, because even Rahu is transiting in your Lagna, and Rahu is the natural Karaka of foreigners, different cultures and foreign lands. If we talk about business area, then overall the first 3 weeks are not at all favorable for business. Stick with the status quo in the first 3 weeks. Do not take any sort of business related risk in the first 3 weeks, or you could suffer from losses. The time from September 23 onwards, it will get slowly better. There could be some old business partners, old business deals that you never signed that can come back in your life. So it will be a time to re-strategize and think how you want to move things forward, because your business lord Mercury will be conjunct with Ketu. So that represents some old events reoccurring in your present time in relation to business activity. If we talk about finance, overall the financial area is looking good. It's looking decent. Saturn's position is indicating for you to invest in long-term safe investments, stable investments. Focus on the long term. Do not focus on short-term yield. Do not focus on short-term ROI. You need to think about the long term, because that is where your financial success will lie. If we talk about health, overall the time is looking to be a bit sensitive. You need to take good care of your health. You need to eat the right kind of food. You need to get a lot of good sleep. You need to exercise, do yoga, meditation, pranayama, and that will help to keep your health mostly balanced. Unless if you're running a malefic Mahadasha, Antardasha, then ultra caution needs to be maintained. If we talk about love life, the time is looking fairly good for that, for single people to possibly connect with someone, and for couples already in a relationship, they will experience harmony, peace and stability for the most part throughout the month. If we talk about marriage, the first 3 weeks, definitely not the right time for single people to get married. If you have to, then try to do it after September 23. It will be a more suitable time. After September 23, there are chances of single people who are looking for proposals. They might again reconnect with proposals that had come in the past, but maybe you had rejected those. Now you might again reconsider those proposals and think more deeply regarding those alliances. For married couples, the overall relationship might be slightly difficult in the first 3 weeks. Try to make it work. Have patience, be respectful, polite to your spouse, and slowly after 23rd, things will start to smoothen out and you will experience more marital bliss, harmony and peace in your married life. Finally, travel. In terms of short distance travel journey, the time is looking okay as long as you do not speed and drive your vehicle, especially after September 18, you will be fine. Just take caution when you travel short distance. In terms of long distance travel journey and vacation, you again have to be very cautious if you are planning on going on long distance road trip, taking your car with friends and going like 6-8 hour drive. You have to be very cautious in that kind of a scenario. If you're planning to travel internationally, better to do your proper research analysis about the trip, plan out the itinerary properly. And maybe if you can take a trusted friend, colleague, family member or relative, it will be better for you. I believe I covered all the areas of life for my Pisces Meen Rashi friends, and I thank you for watching.